At 83, I've seen a lot of life, the joys, the lessons, and yes, a few regrets. But there's one decision I wish I could go back and rethink: moving into a nursing home. At first, it sounded like a blessing. My family said I'd be safe, cared for, and surrounded by people who understood me. They promised it would make life easier. I believed them. But once I settled in, I realized comfort and care come with a price I never expected. If you're thinking about moving into a nursing home or helping a loved one make that choice, I hope my story helps you see the full picture. Today, I'll share 6 things I wish someone had told me before I moved in. Some of them might surprise you. And if you know someone facing this decision, please share this video with them. It might change how they see their future. When I first arrived, I told myself I was gaining peace of mind. What I didn't realize was that I was quietly giving up my freedom. Before the move, I decided when to eat, when to sleep, and how to spend my mornings. I could step outside whenever the mood struck, make a pot of coffee, or take a slow walk around the garden. In the nursing home, every part of the day runs on someone else's clock. Breakfast at 8, lights out at 10, activities scheduled whether you're in the mood or not. It seems small at first, but over time you start to forget what it feels like to choose for yourself. I remember one morning when I asked if I could take a walk before lunch. The nurse smiled and said, "Maybe later, when someone's free to go with you." I nodded, but something inside me sank. I realized I had to ask permission just to step outside. Independence isn't only about what you do, it's about the ability to decide how you live. And once you give that up, it's incredibly hard to get it back. When you first move into a nursing home, you might still feel connected to the world you left behind. Family visits, phone calls, laughter on weekends. It feels like a bridge to the life you had. But slowly, those bridges grow quiet. People get busy. Calls turn into texts. Visits turn into promises for next time. It's not that they stop caring. Life just keeps moving, and you're no longer in the center of it. There's a quiet moment that every resident knows too well. Sitting by the window, watching the door, hoping today someone remembers you. I used to count the days between visits. Then I stopped counting because it hurt too much to realize how long it had been. If you're considering a nursing home, understand this: you might still have love in your life, but you'll have less presence. And that absence changes you. Stay connected, ask for visits, schedule calls, and remind the people you love that you still need them. Because once you fade from their routine, it's hard to find your way back in. Before I moved, my days had meaning. I woke up with little tasks to do: feeding the birds, tending the garden, straightening the house. They weren't chores, they were anchors. But in the nursing home, everything was done for me. Meals prepared, rooms cleaned, laundry folded. At first, it felt like a relief. No more responsibilities. But soon I noticed the silence that follows when you have nothing left to do. There was a woman named Ruth who lived down the hall. She'd been a teacher for 40 years, lively, clever, full of stories. But within months, she stopped talking about her students. She spent most of her time staring at the TV, quiet and distant. When you have no reason to get up in the morning, even the brightest days start to feel dull. Purpose isn't about productivity. It's about feeling needed, like you still matter. In a place where everything is done for you, it's easy to forget that you still have something to offer. If you decide to move, find small ways to hold on to meaning. Read to others, teach, write, share stories. Purpose is the heartbeat of life. Don't let it fade. Here's something nobody warned me about. The less you do for yourself, the faster your body forgets how. Before I moved, I wasn't an athlete, but I stayed active. I cooked, cleaned, and walked daily. I didn't realize those small movements were keeping me strong. In the nursing home, everything was convenient. Too convenient. No stairs, no chores, no need to move much at all. At first, it felt restful. Then I started noticing the stiffness, the shortness of breath, the weakness in my legs when I stood too long. And I wasn't the only one. I saw once independent residents slowly trade walking sticks for wheelchairs. It doesn't happen overnight. It sneaks up on you. Ease feels good, but it quietly steals your strength. If I could go back, I'd fight harder to keep moving, to walk, to stretch, to use what my body still had left. Because once you stop challenging yourself, you start to decline, not just physically, but emotionally too. Comfort is nice, but growth comes from effort. No one told me how much privacy I'd lose. At home, I could close the door, take a long bath, sit in silence. In the nursing home, silence is rare. Someone's always knocking, checking, reminding you it's time for this or that. Even simple things like getting dressed or using the restroom often mean asking for help. And while the staff do their best, there's something deeply humbling, sometimes humiliating, about losing control over your most personal moments. You tell yourself it's just part of getting older, but it chips away at your sense of self. I remember one night when a nurse came in while I was changing. She apologized, but I felt small, like my privacy didn't belong to me anymore. Dignity is one of those invisible things you don't notice until it's gone. So if you ever make this choice, find a place that respects your privacy as much as your safety, because both are essential for peace of mind. When I first moved in, I told myself it was temporary, just for a few months until things felt stable. But life has a way of turning temporary decisions into permanent ones. My home sat empty for too long, maintenance slipped, bills piled up, and eventually my children suggested selling it. "You're comfortable here," they said. "It makes sense." I didn't argue, but I felt something close inside me. As months passed, my strength faded, my savings shrank, and leaving became less realistic. I realized too late that moving into a nursing home is often a one-way path. Even if your heart wants to go back, your body or your circumstances might not let you. So before you move, think carefully. Is it truly your choice, or are you being persuaded by fear or convenience? Because once you step in, stepping out again is harder than you can imagine. I don't regret growing old. Age has given me wisdom I wouldn't trade for anything. But I do regret believing that a nursing home was my only option. If I could go back, I'd look for help that let me stay in my own home longer, community programs, part-time caregivers, or family support. Anything that allowed me to keep my freedom just a little while more. Because home isn't just a building, it's identity, memory, and independence. The things that make life feel like yours. So before you make this decision, take a breath and ask yourself, is this really the best choice for me, or just the easiest one right now? Your life, your routines, your independence, your choices, they're worth fighting for. Thank you for listening. If this message spoke to you, leave a comment below with the number 6 so I know you made it to the end. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us bring more real stories and honest reflections from those who've lived them. Until next time, take care of yourself and hold on to your freedom for as long as you can.